How you can get out of debts. 10 exact steps as your way out of debts. Hey there, and welcome to today's video. We are talking about the topic how you can get out of debts as soon as possible. You already know Jim. Jim has a friend, Paul. Paul has had a credit card since he was 18 years old. Since he has several cards that he uses regularly, he pays off a large portion of the balance towards the middle and end of the month. However, for the past 6 months, Paul has been unable to repay his credit card debt, so he spends more than his income because credit cards carry high interest rates. It soon gets to the point where Paul can't even pay back the monthly interest through his installments. Paul asks Jim for help. Together they sit down and first create an overview of Paul's finances. You can learn how to do that in the linked video. Jim works with Paul to create a concrete plan for paying off the debt in full over the next 6 months and build a small nest egg. Indebted refers to a person who owes money or is liable for something. Over-indebted then refers to a person who is excessively indebted, or who has a greater amount of debt than is reasonable or manageable. This can lead to financial problems for the individual and can have a negative impact on their credit rating. According to the 2019 credit card debt study from NerdWallet, the average credit card debt for an American household is $5,700. In 2018, US consumers held roughly $1 trillion in credit card debt, and about 1/3 of American adults carry a balance on their credit cards from month to month. On average, American households carry 4 credit cards each. Many people use credit cards for convenience and to build their credit score. Credit cards also offer rewards and perks, such as cash back, travel miles, and more. Credit cards are not evil. It depends on how you use them. Paul has been tempted by the credit card to spend more money than he has. If you have debts, you should keep a calm head. Jim's tips are certainly easy to implement. Just be honest with yourself and reflect on your behavior. If you like this video, please give us a like and subscribe to this channel. Thank you. Follow these 10 tips to eliminate your debt. Number 1. Create a debt repayment plan and budget and stick to it. The first step to reducing debt is to create a debt repayment plan. First, make a list of all your debts, including the amount of debts, the interest rate, and minimum payment. Creating a budget and tracking your expenses is the best way to get rid of your debt. Create a budget that lists all your sources of income and expected expenses. This way, you can identify where you're spending too much money, and you can start to regain control of your finances. With the help of the budget book, you will manage to create an accurate budget that will allow you to save and pay off your debts. Number 2. Increase your income. Find ways to increase your income so you can pay off your debt faster. Consider taking a part-time job, selling things you no longer need, or asking for a raise. Make sure that you provide excellent services beforehand and become irreplaceable at your job. If you take on additional tasks and are more reliable, efficient, and better in comparison to your colleagues, you will have earned the raise. If your boss declines, ask him about specific accomplishments he expects from you in order for you to earn a raise. Summarize the conversation in writing in an email and send this to your boss. This shows that you demonstrate a willingness to work hard for it. Then you can put those accomplishments into your work and come back to the negotiation with the fulfilled aspects after a few months. Number 3. Prioritize your debts. Think about which debts should take priority. Start paying off debts with high interest rates, and then move on to the debts with lower interest rates. Number 4. Pay more than the minimum payment. Paying more than the minimum payment will help you pay off your debts faster because it means you will pay less interest over time. Make extra payments on your debt whenever possible. Even a small amount each month can make a big difference. Take out a debt restructuring loan. consider consolidating your debt into a single loan with a lower interest rate. This way, you can lower the total amount of interest you have to pay, making it easier to repay the debt. Such a debt restructuring loan can help you lower your interest rate significantly and also manage your debts in one place. Number 6. Negotiate with your creditors. Negotiate with your creditors to lower your interest rate or work out a payment plan. This way, you can save money in the long run and pay off your debts more easily. Lenders are usually interested in seeing you pay back your debt. Even though they benefit from high interest rates, they want to see their money back in the long run. Number 7. Seek help from a credit counseling agency. Debt counseling agencies can help you understand your debt and create a plan to get out of debt. If you are having a lot of trouble managing your debt on your own, you should seek professional help. A financial advisor can help you create a debt repayment plan, negotiate, and keep better track of your debt. Number 8. Reduce your spending. Cut unnecessary expenses and look for ways to save money. Identify areas where you can cut expenses, such as canceling subscriptions, eating out less often, and biking or carpooling to work. Number 9. Avoid taking on more debt. Avoid taking on more debt while you're trying to get out of debt. In fact, do the opposite. Build an emergency fund to cover unexpected expenses, and don't rely on credit cards or loans. Make sure you keep the fund separate from your regular checking account, and don't spend it on consumption. It solely forms your safety buffer, which is only touched in case of emergency. Your nest egg should be between 3 to 6 months' salary, even in the event of unemployment. You do not have to worry about your existence. Number 10. Stay motivated. Stay motivated and focused on your goal of becoming debt-free. Once you get an overview of your finances and your debt pile gets smaller and smaller over the weeks and months, you will surely enjoy growing first your nest egg and later your assets. It's much more satisfying to buy items when you can actually afford them. There are many reasons why people have debt. Some possible factors are lack of financial education. Some people may have difficulty understanding their finances and staying on top of their spending because they don't know enough about personal finance. Unexpected expenses. Unexpected expenses such as hospital bills, car repairs, or sudden unemployment can cause people to incur debt to cover their expenses. High cost of living. In some areas, the cost of living is very high, which can cause people to incur debt to fund their living expenses. Overspending. Some people may take on debt because they spend more money than they earn, either because they want to afford more than they can afford, or because they do not have a good handle on their spending. Money management problems. Some people may have difficulty managing money well, either because they consider themselves disorganized, or because they have a tendency to be impulsive when it comes to spending money. It is important to note that there are many reasons why people have debt, and that debt can sometimes be a symptom of deeper financial problems. If you have debt, it can be helpful to seek professional help to understand why you have debt and how to pay it off. Paul sits in front of his pal and is overwhelmed at first. This is a completely normal feeling. The new behaviors and habits must take root. Certainly not everything will work out from the beginning. But if the will is there is always a way. Fulfill your own way out of debt. Remember that it's important to be proactive and take action to address your debts as soon as possible. The longer you wait, the more difficult it can become to pay them off. There are debts that can be considered good debts because they help increase the value of your assets or improve your financial future. For example, these debts include a home mortgage. If you buy a home and take out a mortgage, you can sometimes benefit from the fact that the value of the home usually increases over time, so you may be able to get more for the house than you paid for the mortgage. A student loan. A student loan can help you afford higher education, which can open up better career opportunities and higher income in the future. A business loan. Starting a business and taking out a loan for it can help build and grow your business, which in turn can lead to a higher income. However, it is important to note that even good debt is not always a good idea if you cannot afford to pay it back. Therefore, it is important to weigh carefully before taking on debt and make sure you are able to make the monthly payments. 4 months later, Jim and Paul talk on the phone. Jim: How are you doing, Paul? How's your debt repayment plan going? Paul: Really good, Jim. You've helped me a lot with your advice and concrete implementations. It will take me 2 more months to pay off all my debt. At the same time, I already have $500 set aside. And that's despite extra repayments on my loan. Thank you. You've changed my life. Leave us a comment and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss a new video.